Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Buddy Mantra Highlights. We are finally back from our self imposed hiatus, and if you've forgotten about us, do not worry. Here's the breakdown for you. Each week, we talk to one content creator you know and love and ask them all the questions that you have been dying to know about. Today, with us, we have a person I can only describe as a vocal feminist advocating every day for equal rights and pointing out the blatant sexism in everyday life. Aditya Jain, an engineering student in person, but that feminist chap on Instagram, not only advocates for feminism, but creates wonderful edits for each and every topic he covers. Having a story much like our own, Aditya believes that the only way to truly understand systemic discrimination is to educate yourself, understand, and then spread the word. Thank you so much for joining us today, Aditya.
Thank you so much for having me. I have listened to some of your podcasts before, and they were really inspiring, like Tani Partner. And I'm really excited to be a part of this podcast.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, before I start grilling you with questions on your opinions on feminism and the like, please tell us a bit about yourself and how did you begin your journey of educating yourself on feminism?
Okay, so I'm an 18-year-old, able-bodied male, medium-skinned, cisgender, heterosexual, middle class, basically a completely privileged person.
Right.
So around 1.5 years ago, I didn't really know what feminism is. I'll be honest, I thought it was just another fancy word used by women. My then girlfriend, she was, totally feminist.
Right.
Since sometimes when we used to talk, she used to, ask me questions which I never really thought of, but were so basic that they made me very curious about feminism. Let's say, for example, in an Indian household, there's a husband and a wife living together. Now,
Right.
every day, the husband goes out for work, achieves his dreams, or, to rephrase, get a chance to achieve his dreams.
Right.
While on the other hand, the wife has given up her family, her dreams, which I think were never really encouraged, and, does household work for the rest of her life, which is a very big commitment. Now, the thing is, almost every Indian household has the same story, but no one really questions this. Whenever you would ask someone this question, they will always be like, this is happening for a long time, so it is still carrying on. This made me really curious, and so I started reading articles, following Instagram pages, and that's how I got to know a lot of about feminism. And I'm still learning and unlearning about a lot of things.
Right, right. That's nice. That's nice. Educating oneself is like quite a healthy way to go about rejecting that pedestal that privilege puts us on. Speaking of which, as a cishet male, you are quite possibly at the top rung of privilege in Indian society, just as you told us. How do you deal with that? And like, what would you suggest to men of the same rung to help them use their privilege correctly?
Yes, you are right. I am at the top rung of privilege. That's very little you can do about. There's very little you can do about privilege, and honestly, privilege isn't a bad thing. But not using it to make the world more equitable, that is a bad thing. I'm
Right,
using my privilege to question people, or should I say, educate people who are as privileged as me, or probably even more. I
right,
would suggest that the first thing you need to do is check your privilege. Like, for example, some people are privileged racially, or by their caste, or their gender, or by their religion, or their skin color, ability, etc. etc. You need to first check your privilege, then you have to acknowledge it and use it for those who are not as privileged. There's
right.
nothing to be ashamed of, whether you are not so privileged or very much privileged. All that matters is how you use it in your favor, as well as those who are not so privileged.
Right, right. You hear that, guys? Privilege, good or bad for your image, presents a good opportunity for you to uplift communities or sections of people that are not favored by society. And once you start using your privilege to help others, like Aditya said, it is no longer something you need to be ashamed of or it be something that you have to hide. So, As our viewers would know, Aditya, you make posts not just on educating people about feminism, but also on various stereotypes that exist or movies that kind of exhibit textbook misogyny. Guys, if you don't follow his page, go do it right now. You can find Aditya's page on Instagram at that feminist chap. So, Aditya, when you made your page, what was like your motive? What did you aim to do with this page?
So I'll tell you, Shreya, what happened was that after my breakup, I had, a lot of free time and I had no one to rant with. I had no one to gossip about stuff like this, about things which are happening in our society and no one really questions them. So I thought of making an Instagram page which would define me for who I am, as well as it would be, a small dedication for my ex-girlfriend, because she was the one who introduced me to this topic. And you can even see that the bio of my page, it was actually hers, and I have kept it as a small dedication for her.
Right.
And on speaking of professional terms, this page, would help me grow more as a graphic designer too. So I thought of making this page.
Right, right. It's really nice to see that, even though like you have broken up with a person, you have moved on from that phase of life, there are these very important aspects of what you learned from them that you keep with you without like any regrets, without feeling abashed about it or anything. It's awesome. So it's really great to see the journey that you have gone on, and it's very inspirational too. As a woman, and I speak for all women at this point, we need more feminist men. It isn't that we can't do anything without them. It's more of the fact that to reach the same starting point that men are on, we need some support from them too. And to see that there are men who are actually not just doing the bare minimum but going above and beyond is just great. And now that we're on the topic of feminism and its nitty gritties, there is a question that I wanted to ask you, Aditya. Is there any subject, any subtopic of feminism that you believe all of us should be more educated about? And how do you suggest that we bring about that?
Actually, Shreya, there's a concept called intersectionality, which is also known as intersectional feminism. Basically, it is the idea that gender or woman doesn't just justify to a single unified concept. Like all women have different backgrounds depending upon a lot of factors like race, class, ethnicity, religion, sexuality, etc. I'll give you an example. Like for example, there's an upper class woman, and she's a lesbian. Now she is not discriminated against because of her caste, but she is discriminated because of her sexuality. Intersectional feminism is inclusive of all kinds of discrimination, and it understands the way people experience oppression. A
Right.
lot of people don't really know much about intersectionality, and I would suggest people check on their privilege and keep their ears forward to listen to other story, and then they should raise their voice whenever they see any discrimination.
Right, right. And that's really interesting. Even like I've never heard of the term intersectionality. This is like my first introduction to it. I'm actually gonna go and kind of read up about it and understand where does my privilege keep me on this rung, and what can I do to help the ones that are much lower than me. So as I mentioned before, you put up posts that are not just educating people on feminism, but they also point out movies and media that contain scenes that are misogynistic. How do you propose that we change what the media shows us? What can we do that can make it so that the media doesn't like show misogyny, and the men and women in our country don't watch this and emulate it or expect it? Like for example, there are a lot of women nowadays that think that a man behaving toxically, being over possessive, showing a kind of territorialism around them is actually very attractive in them, and that is a sign of misogyny that women kind of like let go of and accept as just men being men or men being more attractive. And I believe that a lot of it is conditioned by the movies that we watch, by the by the culture that we have created, using the movie industry, the TV show industry in our society. And how do you believe that we can change all of this?
That's a very good point, Shreya. Movies and media are mostly misogynistic. Uh, for example, you might have seen Munni Badnaam Hui or Chikni Chameli or Sheila Ki Jawani, but never something objectifying men. Even if it would shape the actor in such a way that by objectifying him, they are making him a hero. And
Right.
similarly, in real life also, um, a lot of times we see, for example, a girl is there and she has been with a lot of guys.
Right.
She's termed as a slut. But
Right.
whenever the same person, I mean, a guy, a male person who is with a lot of partners, he is termed as, hero, or he
Right.
is praised a lot.
Right. He's called a
I
stud.
think he's called a stud, right?
Right.
I think the best way to change what the media shows us is by educating people. And
Right.
because the people, they they get educated from media and movies as well. So if we educate them first, then they can educate the media as well as the movies.
Right.
For example, I'll tell you, last year a song called Beyonce Sharma Jai was released, and since the people were, educated and they know what racism is, they showed resistance to such racist lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah.
If such song would have released a decade ago, you would be watching people dance on such songs in barats,
Right.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We need to show reluctance in numbers so that it reaches the media, so that they get shaken up. They
Right.
know that we don't want to see such content. We want to see something which is positive, which does not objectify women, which is not misogynistic. If we keep encouraging them, I can't imagine how many Munnis would be Badnaam, or how many Sheila's Javani would be glorified.
Right, right. And like in this journey, you're saying that there must be this systemic change in Bollywood, which is both from our side and their side, where they and us must resolve like these issues and then portray a favorable story that fixes the mistake that Bollywood has made till now. So before like we go on to the rapid fire and finish with all these heavy questions, there is one question that I really wanted to pick your brain about. You believe, and I believe, and a lot of the present day generation is actually vocal in their beliefs that clothing doesn't matter. Like you could be clad in a burqa or wear a short skirt and you'd be just as vulnerable in this society. And there is proof of this fact. Despite that, our mothers, other men and women, elders insist on us wearing clothes that fit societal norms. And this is not just something that's seen in India, it's something that you would have seen all over the world. Why do you think it exists? And if you were a woman, how would you go about making your mom understand that clothing doesn't really matter?
That's real. Uh, First of all, I would like to clear the fact that, as you mentioned, clothing doesn't really matter. You'd be as vulnerable if you wear a burqa or a bikini. There are two factors which the parents are usually afraid of. First of all, the horny men and boys, because they know how boys and men sexualize women, how they pass comments. They have been through what we are going through right now, which makes them, become overprotective for us. They
Right,
are just scared that such boys might even comment or try to hurt you, even if you wear something exposing. Secondly, they are scared of what society would say, what the people would say. In fact,
right,
they forget that they are also the part of society commenting on someone else's daughter sometimes.
right,
All of this happens because of wrong conditioning. If you condition your kids so well enough right from the beginning when they are born, none of the boys would do anything wrong.
right.
Neither would society would think wrong about a girl wearing a bikini.
Right.
If I were a woman or a girl, I would talk calmly with my mom, explaining that clothing doesn't really matter.
Right.
Uh, I would have a discussion rather than an argument, because sometimes they are right too. Even if I am independent and I can take care of myself, they are right too at some times.
Right.
And I would rather have a discussion, uh, so that I can find a middle ground, because
Right.
I also want something for myself and they also want something good for me.
Right, right. I think a lot of women nowadays, in the bid to be independent and in charge of themselves, in that bid to get the independence that they have not received since childhood, the kind of independence that men have received, they tend to forget that parents do come from a point where they care about them, and all of the words that they say or anything that seems to affect them is just misplaced concern. And like, I don't mean to speak for all parents in all situations, but the general consensus, I believe, is that it's all just misplaced concern. It's wrong conditioning, as you said. So
Correct.
awesome. Yeah. And thank you so much for that enlightening perspective, Aditya. Like, despite being a woman, the gender that feminism is for, I have learned so many things today that I would not have done on my own. To all my listeners, I would encourage you to continue educating yourself on all matters feminist. You can follow Aditya on his Instagram at that feminist chap for a starter pack on self educating yourself. Now that we are all done with the heavy existential questions, it's time for our rapid fire. So, how it goes is that I ask you five or so questions on topics unrelated, and you have to give me an answer as quickly as possible. So, are you ready?
Yes, yes, let's go.
Okay, awesome. So, my first question: what was the last song that you listened to on today?
Photograph by Ed Sheeran.
Okay, that's predictable but really nice. Um, a nickname that somebody called you which you never liked.
In my society, people call me Boomer because I'm really tall, and like the Boomer, there was a chingam,
Right, right.
and it had the mascot had big hands and big legs, so people call me Boomer.
Okay, okay. So, would you choose invisibility or super strength,
Invisibility.
and why?
It's it's better to be invisible rather than super strong. You can do
Okay,
things better.
okay, okay. So, favorite city all over the world.
Mm, Paris.
Awesome, awesome. Um, Last question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
I'm zero. I am at position zero. I'll be honest. I'm not good at keeping secrets.
Me too, me
I
too.
need to I need to blabber something to someone if someone just tells me.
I know. I seriously, I tend to, like, whenever somebody is coming to me with a secret, I just tell them that, okay, you need to know that I'm gonna tell my best friend about this. And if they are like, okay, that's fine, then it's fine. They can tell me that because I need to tell it to someone.
Exactly.
Okay, so we are all done with the questions. Thank you so much for joining us today, Aditya. It was so much fun to have you here on Buddy Mantra Highlights with us. Every episode, we hope to showcase the truly inspiring stories of small time content creators from all over the world, for it is your stories that give us the motivation to keep on going. Any last message that you would like to give our audience?
Just stay safe because it's not a good period to go out, and be happy.
True, true. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for joining us. To our listeners, you can now stream and listen to Buddy Mantra highlights wherever you listen to all your podcasts from. We put out episodes every Wednesday and Sunday. Just type in Buddy Mantra and you shall find us. But, before you leave, we have something we would like to share with you. Each week, we shall be releasing the names of our very special guests that we shall be inviting onto the podcast 3 days days prior to the episode on our very own forum. There you can type in all the questions that you have been dying to ask them, and we shall ask them in the final cut with your names featured. Head on over to buddymantra.com/forum for the name of our latest guest of the week. This was your host Shreya with our very special guest for today, Aditya, and I shall be seeing you guys next week. Till then, stay safe, take care, and keep listening to Buddy Mantra Highlights.